Hi, welcome back to Manic Pixie Dream Boots. I have read another book this week. You know how a book will come to you at a really significant time in your life and you think that that book has been sort of put there, I guess? So I don't believe in much. I'm a bit of an atheist. I believe in coincidence and strange timings, but I do have to admit that this book has come to me at a very, very interesting time in my life. It's uncanny how much I needed this book right now. It's called How to Fall in Love by Cecilia Ahern. It isn't anyone in particular telling me I should read this book. It wasn't a recommendation. I didn't find it on the internet after searching things. I literally was in Aldi, not even a bookshop. There was a specials section for Father's Day and I got this book. And I thought it looked cute on the cover. I read the back and I thought, wow, that's not what I expected this book to be about. And then I read the book last night and this morning and it was just everything. I've been having a lot of trouble with psychologists and mental health and anxiety and depression and all sorts of things at the moment, and this book is way more about that than about falling in love. Sure, the overarching story is a love story, but what actually happens and the way that it is presented is through mental awareness and mental health, and how one person can have such an incredibly hard time, or two people, or three, or four, or five, or how every single character in this book has a rough go. But it is remarkably positive. It's so good. Very life-affirming, very... Oh, hello, City. Very positive that you can get help and that you're not alone and everything's going to be fine. Moments are just that. Moments pass. There's a lot of self-help things out there that are like, live in the moment and, you know, be aware of your current situation and what your feelings are, right? But it's really hard to live in the moment if the moment feels awful. But this book explains that moments pass. So if you're having a great moment, that's wonderful, live in that moment, enjoy that moment. And the moment will be gone and there'll be other positive moments to have. But if you're having a terrible, terrible moment, if your moment is not good, that moment, that feeling, it will pass. You don't have to cling to it. You don't have to. You don't have to live in the moment if the moment is awful, because another moment will come. And I think it's that positivity and that acceptance of the future that this book really has in its bones, in its structure, that I really needed right now. And it's just really good to find a book that makes you feel less alone. Matt Haig's books do it too. This is fiction and I always enjoy a good story. There's these two characters, Christine and Adam, and they're both going through a really tough time. Christine isn't suicidal, but Adam is, and Christine has seen a lot of different suicidal people in her life, and she kind of has developed ways to cope with things, and she, whether it be coincidence or fate, is often in a situation where she's needed for people who don't always see the bright side of the moment. And it was really interesting that I could relate to both Adam and Christine. I love Adam, the character. He's a heartthrob. He's really nice. And Christine wasn't too annoying either. A lot of times characters in books do things I can't relate to because I'm not confident, but I'm getting there. And I think the more confident I become, the more like Christine I might become, which is really nice. That was a good sort of, I want to grow up to be like her moment that I had in this book. I really like Cecilia Ahern's writing style as well. I get drawn in. I read it for like 5 hours in bed last night and then finished it up this morning. And I would be doing things like I'd go to make my breakfast and I'd find myself standing in the kitchen reading an extra 10 pages just because. No real reason. I'd finished the chapter, I was ready to put the book down, but I just kept reading. It just happened. And I think that's a true sign of a really good book when that happens. and it hasn't happened in quite some time. This is a very important book. I think it's important because I wasn't expecting it to be about mental health. Not really. And I wasn't expecting it to be so good, so well explained, so thought out, I guess. Makes me want to write, want to share the stories in my head, share the thoughts, the thought process, the weird quirks that I have. Because I'm more than happy to share those things, but it's just working out what those things are that are different. Expressing things that other people haven't seemed to be able to express yet, and then letting that be out there in the public domain, I think is a really important thing, and it's happening more and more, and I'm really excited about that actually. Really good book, really strong, solid characters, a good moral frame, a fantastic family setting. I really liked it. I really liked it. Okay. I just really liked it. This is the last video that's going to be filmed in this location. I'm moving everything. I'm building myself a mini library. I'm channeling all of my crazy emotional energies into different projects, and the project I'm doing at the moment is rearranging the entire apartment. I got a couch recently, I've already done the main living room area, and I'm about to do my bedroom. And then I'm going to be an artist. You just flip a switch and you become an artist. That's how it works, isn't it? I'm going to clear space in my room behind me. I'm going to paint my wall. I'm going to paint some canvases. Hopefully at the end of this year I will have 3 pieces in an exhibition locally. Man, see that confidence I'm getting? Whew, I can do this. I'm still going to be putting out videos. I have changed the structure of my weekly vlogs though. Instead of vlogging every single day and filming every single day, I will be just putting up a vlog of some kind on Mondays. The last one was literally just animals that I'd spotted that week. I have broken my phone. It went through the washing machine. My bad. So I washed that. It's nice and clean and shiny and doesn't work at all now. So I will be filming more specifically instead of just day-to-day kind of things. Either that or you'll get some really clean, crisp, clear shots of me sweeping the floor. Won't that be good? Big change. I think I should keep you updated with things that are happening, and that doesn't have to just happen on my vlog days. That can happen now on my book days. So I've quit my psychologist. I didn't like her. My last session that I had, I got really frustrated and I just ripped into her, and I do feel a little bit bad for that, but not bad enough to go back. I know now that that wasn't for me. I might try a new psychologist maybe, but however, my chiropractor, and I know that seems weird to bring physical health and mental health into the same practitioner, but they are really very interconnected, and he has a degree in psychosis, neuroscience. He has a neuroscience degree, so he knows physically how it works, and I think I already get the emotional part most of the time, and so does he. So if I don't truly get it, he'll get it as well and help me to understand. But he understands the physicality of it, and I think that's the most important thing for me to try and understand now, is what chemicals are really bad for me. I've been doing this diet that's been really strict. It's been paleo, so no wheat because I vomit when I eat gluten, but no soy or dairy or sugar, or anything really, anything with flavour or taste or fun. I've been eating a lot of just meat and veg and maple syrup and mustard, which sounds delicious and is, but not after 2 years worth. It's not sustainable. I got really bored and frustrated. My level of frustration is amazingly high, and I think that my anxiety has changed fundamentally from fear to frustration, and that's a very different thing to deal with, and I think I can let my frustrations out through art. It has to be a physical art though, so I'm going to start using canvases, throwing paint, and just really letting out the emotions into my work. I'm going to do something with eyes. I'm not sure what yet. I'm going to paint my wall I'm not sure what yet, but I'm thinking a foresty kind of scene. Vines. I'm thinking vines. My dad's suggestion actually is a doorway which is universe, the space, and I have a piece of the One True TARDIS that my brother made me fragment on my door, so that would just look amazing. I'm really excited to get into that. But I will still be reading books, and this book was just magnificent, upside down, and life affirming, and relationship affirming. And it renewed my hope in humanity as well. I mean, there are a lot of people in life who don't understand and don't get mental illness at all, or are scared of it, or they have extreme stigma for it. And I think the more people talk about it, the more they realize that it's very, very normal. And if not normal, at least widespread. Like, what does normal even mean? It's nothing to fear. It's just not very understood yet. And I think the more we talk about it, the more understood it will become, and the less lonely we will feel. It's so good to find things to relate to. Alright, I've been talking for 15 minutes. It's time. Thank you so much for watching. How do you turn this thing off?